Okay, so let's just dig in and get started on card number 4. I already scored my card bases. So this one is actually going to go in this direction. And I'll just use a base like this. And I've got a, again, I'm going to just bring in a brown panel because I am still working with kind of the same color scheme. This card design just uses 4 little pieces of paper, and I'll show you what those are once I get this base laid down. And we'll just get to moving on our cards. So I'm just going to use my score buddy to help me get this in the right spot. It's a great tool for that. So we'll just do that. And I've recently been kind of just taking my little brayer and running it over there just to get it stuck down. So the pattern paper that we're using for this is going to be a sheet that is 3 by 4 1/4, and it's the candy cane sheet. And you can actually lay this either way because it has candy canes going in all directions. And again, I'm still kind of fighting the fraying from my paper trimmer, so I'm just going to trim off a little bit of those frays just so I'll have a cleaner look. I just ordered new blades for it, and I put a new blade in it, but evidently I've been doing enough card making that I need to change the blade again, which I think I might have. I'm going to bring, let me see if I can square that up a little bit better. That doesn't look very good. And like I said, I don't know how this is going to, because this hasn't been working very well. It's been fraying it, but I think that's not too bad. That's better than what it was, maybe. I don't know. I've got another rough edge on there. I've just been fighting with it. So this isn't going to be the exact right size that the panel calls for, because I'm just trying to, yeah, I am still fighting with this. Off camera, I'm just pulling out my big trimmer, and I'm just going to go with it because I'm just tired of fighting with that little Cricut cutter. All right, there we go. That trimmer's too big to really bring into the camera, so I just took this off. And like I said, it's going to be a little bit off with the measurements from Kinder's Card Challenge, but in the grand scheme of things, nobody will really know. So I'm just going to kind of get it laid down on there. So just bringing in my glue. I mentioned on my other video that I've kind of been running through my tape runner, so I'm using some glue this time. Plus the glue does give you a little bit of movement so you can help line it up better. So let's see. I think I decided I wanted to go this direction with it. And it's going to have a little bit of a wider edge around the top and the bottom than the sides just because of the cutting that I just did on it. But I'm okay with that. So that'll be good. So then the next panel that we needed to bring in, and I think I gave you the wrong dimensions. This was 4 by 5 1/4, and it's probably more like 4 by 5 now, since I probably took off about that much. And the panel that's 3 by 4 1/4, I will definitely link it in the description box below. So this one is just really to be laid down on here, and I think I actually was supposed to put another panel on there just underneath it. So I'm actually going to grab one real quick and cut it just so I can stay true to the design sketch. And I'm just going to grab this lighter pink because it'll help these two things blend in. And my layer needs to be 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. So I want 3 1/8. I want to do this side. 3 1/8, and I'm still using this. This will work better on the cardstock than it does on the paper. So 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. So I need to open this up, and I want to go to 3/8. Let's see, we got 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Okay, so 4 3/8. So this, I missed that when I was doing, is that right? Yeah, and it's just going to be just a small edge around there is how it's going to be. So we'll get it laid down, and I am going to bring my tape runner in for this because I've been popping them out, but I think it'll go faster if I just use my tape runner on these embossed panels instead of the foam tape. Plus then it will keep me a little bit flatter of a card for mailing purposes. So I'm just going to get that laid down, and I've just got a tiny edge. Looks like I've got a little bit more on one side than the other, but it'll be okay. All right, and then we've got that. Then the next piece we have is we've actually got a piece that is 3 by 1 3/4, and it's just going to kind of lay there in the middle. So I'm just going to, again, grab my tape runner, and I'm going to do it like this because I'm going to lay some circles over the middle of it. Oh, I got to get this laid down. Here we go with the tape runner. I'm not going to do the middles. I'm just going to do the edges and conserve on it by not doing the middles. So I'm going to try and get this laid down. Let's straighten this up so we can make sure we got a decent. So that looks pretty good. And then we've got this piece here that we're just going to lay kind of across the middle. And it should line up with our pink if we got the cut right. So that's pretty close. So we'll just lay it down. And then I'm going to bring in our decorative pieces. So what we're supposed to do with this one, and let's go ahead and assemble our circles first. I've got multiple layers of circles. I think you're supposed to have like a 2-inch circle and a 2.5-inch layer. So that's what I've got here, I hope. And I'm just going to get them laid down. And it is blazing hot out, blazing hot. I just cooked some hamburgers on the grill, and oh, it was just awful outside. So, but I am thankful because we have air conditioning. So I've got that laid down. Now these are some more of the pattern paper that's supposed to go with this design. And you're just supposed to lay them down. And it doesn't matter because this is a circle and my pattern doesn't matter. So I'm just going to put 3 strips of paper on here, or tape on here, and then just kind of lay it close to the edge. And then I'm going to lay, let me see, it kind of has them fanned out. And then these are supposed to be longer than that, so I'm just going to kind of fan them out. And I kind of got my tape, it's not in the same spot, so whoops, come on. Don't you get tape down there. And I'm just going to kind of do it like that. And I think I need to bring it down just a little bit so it'll be kind of even with the other piece that's supposed to be the same size. And so basically you've got like a banner like this that you're going to lay down. And this is my reindeer paper, my polka dot paper, and my reindeer paper is what I've got there. And then I'm going to just go ahead with the tape and get this laid down on, and it's supposed to be on the side of the panel like this. I'm just going to put it over to the side, lay that down. I've got a banner that is supposed to go on here, and I've just about lost my sentiment, so I'm getting it. So I've just got this pink banner that I'm going to layer across this. So I'll just lay some tape across there, get it laid down on there, and I think that'll be cute. And then I'm going to bring in my glue because I've got this little tiny Warm Wishes sentiment that I've done in red and white just to kind of tie everything in together. And I'm going to get it laid down right here in the center with my little spearmint candy or peppermint candy, whatever that is. And then to kind of go along with my candy canes that are in my background paper, I'm just going to lay down a candy cane on here. And this will finish up our card, and I think it'll be super cute. So here's our candy cane card. I hope you like it. Let's move on to the next card. So this next card is a fairly simple card. And we'll just keep going, and hopefully the video won't get too long. I've kind of got a pile of tools going on here. So this one is a top folding card, and so I'm just going to bring it in, and this is a strip card. So my base panel is just going to be our pink again. So we're just going to bring it in and go ahead and glue it up. There's really no rhyme or reason to my gluing. Sometimes I do it one way, sometimes I do it another way, and I just kind of go with the flow. So this is just our background sheet that we're laying on here to give us a little bit of color. Get it laid down, and now we're going to bring in some strips of paper. that we're going to line up across here. So it says that I need pattern A. This is C. Let's see. Pattern A is my reindeer. So my pattern A is going to go, and it looks like I've got a little bit of a ledge. So I need to lay these out. This is C, this is B, so this is pattern B. And they're supposed to be butted right up to each other, but then have a top margin. So we'll just get those laid down. Okay, so I've got all 4 of my pattern paper laying down. Now, this design just calls for some simple elements. You can put any type of a shape that's 2 1/4 by 3 1/2, and then you layer it. So I just took 2 of my layering dies like this and brought them in. So I believe what I had planned for this one is to bring in my little candy man, my little gingerbread man. Sorry, candy man, that's what I was saying. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'll just layer these 2 together first and then put them down on my card base. So I'm just going to try and get them lined up. See if I can get a decent edge around here. Oh, that's pretty close. Now, the pattern, the sketch has it going this way. I suppose you could go this way if you wanted to, but I am going to go with the sketch the way it is on the sketch. And I forget how I had it. It seemed like, I can't remember if I had him upside down, right side up, or what. But before I lay him down, I want to find a little sentiment. I did cut a bunch out in advance, so let's just see what I've got here. I've got "and a Happy New Year" there, which I'm not going to use that.
Are you home?
Okay, that was my sister. I had packaged up some food for her, and I had it sitting on, I lost track of time. I knew she'd be coming from work to grab it real quick, but everybody's worn out. So my husband and I, like I said, I cooked out on the grill and it was really hot, and I made some extra. And I thought that since she was working, I would get some ready for her, and she could just stop by and pick it up because she wanted to go home and rest after the week that we've had, which I totally understand that. So I've got Merry Christmas. I don't know, I'm just not feeling any of these exactly. I may have to come up with something else. The other thing I thought was I have 2 of these, and I thought it might be kind of fun to do 2 of them and do it like that and just have 2 of those on there. I think the browns and the pinks I think it kind of matches with our reindeer and all that, and it's just really fun. So I think what I'll do is figure out what I'm going to do for a sentiment. All of these look fairly similar, but they're really not. They're different. I think I'll do that. I think that'll be cute. And we'll just let it hang off the edge there. So I'll probably need a little foam dot or something on there. So let's get these little gingerbread men laid down on our card. And again, this ephemera is just left over from last year. And this is the Oh What Fun Spellbinders Christmas kit from last year. And I had really made a lot of cards with it, but I just had, you know, a bit of this left, and I thought I'm just gonna just use it up. And I have not glued that down yet, so I got distracted when my sister came in and forgot what I was doing. So we'll get this laid down on here. And then we'll just lift this up and get it laid down. I think this is fun, very whimsical. I'm thinking I'll probably do I want to get some navy blue and some silver and do some navy blue and silver or navy blue and white cards. I think those will be just beautiful. And those will be Merry Christmas type cards. That'll be more, I guess, true to the season. So I want to do that. I haven't done that yet. I've got to get some navy blue paper ordered. I want some good stuff. I think that's going to be all right. So there is card design number 5. I might have to put something on there to keep that, but I think that's cute. It's pretty busy. The pattern is definitely pretty busy. Okay, I'm going to bring in card sketch 6, and this one is, as I'm dropping some of it on the floor, I've got a little piece of ephemera that I dropped on the floor that I need to grab really quick here, and my craft cart is in the way as I'm falling off my chair. Okay, this one we're just going to bring in a base top folding. Actually, it's just going to be like this. We're going to turn it, and we're going to actually, this is one that I definitely should have embossed, because I think a good bit of this is going to be showing. So I am going to emboss very quickly, and I'll be right back. Okay, and for this one, I just used the Spellbinders July 23 embossing folder of the month. I do get that, and so I just use it. And it's called, I think it's like Christmas gift or gift wrap or something like that is what it's called. And I need, again, I need another panel. So I'm going to bring in another panel. I'm going to bring this in because it's all cut and ready to go. And I like it. I really like this blue and this pink, this teal and this pink together. It's just super cute. Not what you would normally think of when you're planning your Christmas cards, but okay. So what else is going on? Oh, I don't know that I told this story yet. Today, some little girl was driving down our road, and she got distracted, and she hit my neighbor 2 doors down, and then my parents' next door mailbox. So she got off the side of the road, and she plowed through. In fact, I don't even know how. I mean, they're not close together. They're a yard length apart. So she got into the first neighbor's mailbox, and actually into kind of like a ditch, like a culvert, and drove through it, just kept going, and then knocked my parents' mailbox down. So I was just telling my sister about it when she popped in to pick up her food, and it must have been a heck of a ride because it's not level ground at all. I mean, it's literally, so I don't know. My husband, my stepmom called my husband over and said, this gal's hit 2 mailboxes, and he went over there and I talked with her, and she was quite upset about it. Young driver, and she said she was reaching for something that she had dropped. So he warned her, about paying more close attention, and the fact that we have kids on our road, and that we need to be very careful with that because there are kids on the road, and that. Now this one, when I cut them, I cut the one a little bit smaller, but I'm okay with that, and I'm just going to go with it. So I think I'll use my glue for this. Hopefully I'm in frame. I've not, for some reason today, I've had my camera kind of in the wrong spot, and I just keep getting out of frame, so I apologize for that. Anyway, so I guess she was pretty upset, but my husband couldn't understand why she hit the one mailbox and just kept going, which I don't really understand that either, but I don't know. But fortunately nobody was hurt. Now the only bad part is my dad, who's quite a bit older, was out there in this heat trying to work on it, which I wasn't happy about that. So my husband was over there trying to see what he could do. Anyway, I needed to lay these down, so I'm going to pull that back up. I'm busy talking and I'm not paying attention. These all go from largest to smallest, is how they're going to go. And they are actually banners. So here we go, cutting banners again. And I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. Try to get a decent look. I want to give a little bit of an edge here. And then we'll go our next size. And there. They actually, I think, are supposed to overlap each other. So I need to slide that underneath there. I want to add some extra glue. I should have, since they do lay underneath each other, I should have went from smallest to large. But we'll get them, we can get them laid down just fine. And banner. Straighten that one out a little bit. Add some glue. Oh, this weekend we actually have I've talked about it on my channel that my youngest grandson is turning 1. So on Sunday we'll be having his birthday party, so that'll be something fun to talk about. It is a zoo themed, or basically Wild One themed party. Wild One, because he's going to be 1. And he is a little bit of a wild child. He's a lot of fun, but he's a booger. He is very determined. He wants to do everything that his big brother does. They're not that far apart in age, so he does pretty well. You can see all the little numbering and lettering that's on the back of these. I'm going from A, B, C, D, and E is what I'm doing. And this is how my pattern paper was, the order that I cut it in, according to the cut pattern. If you're getting tired of seeing these kind of same card designs, please feel free to let me know. They're fun, and it was a quick way to put together my Christmas cards. We should be moving on to something else soon. Actually, probably have some more challenges. Now tonight, Craft Roulette is on, so we'll have that, and we'll probably do a card with that. Now last week I videoed it, but I didn't care for the card, so I just didn't upload it, which I hate that, because you spend all the time videoing and everything, and then you don't upload it. Okay, so now we're going to lay this panel down. We'll back up and start over and get it laid down. I think we can just put a little bit of glue on each one of these and lay them down as well. And we'll just get it laid down and try to get it lined up how we want it. And I'm just taking my red kind of over to, actually needs to come over a little bit. Try and get it lined up on there. And then lay it down. So it probably would have been better if there was a lot more definition in the paper, but there's so much pink in it that it doesn't make a lot of contrast or whatever. I think I've got that crooked. I need to raise that up a little bit. There we go. Now what I had planned for this was I thought I'd bring in our little Santa stamp and put it right there, just because it's got the red and the pink together and the white, and I think it just kind of pulls it all in. And I've got a Santa stamp that I need to use. So I'm going to do that and put that on this side. I thought that would be cute. And then I've got a Dear Santa letter here that I'm going to put on the other side. Little letter to Santa. I thought that would be cute there. And then we need to add a sentiment. So I just need to dig into my little pile of sentiments and see what I want to use. And I've got this here. I I could do that there because it doesn't have a lot of, there's not a lot of color going on there. Or we could do it down here. I'm just looking to see what all we got. This one's blue. I don't think that's right. There's Warm Wishes. Let's go with this one. This is got some red on it, so I think I'm going to use it if I can get it out of here. And we've got Peace, Love, and Joy. And I think we'll just, I wonder if that would look okay up there. No, I don't think so. I think I'm going to put it down here. And we'll just do that. And I haven't really used any bling on any of these, and it might be kind of nice because I've got some gold here and some gold here. If I just grab my jewel tool, and I think I'm gonna just put some of these little gold cutouts that I've got on here, and that's way too much glue. Let's see, just trying to blot a little bit of that off of there. Let's start over. See if we can get less. There we go. That's probably not enough. And I'm just going to put 5 of them across there because I've got these cut out. These were some, I think like some ornaments for holly berry wreath that I made, and I had more than I needed. So I'm just going to kind of line them up on here and use some of these up since I have them. And that'll add a little interest to that red line there. Try and get them lined up. So this is card sketch number 6. I'm not sure what I think about this one, but it's complete. Okay, so one last card and we'll finish this video. And I'm trying to make sure I've got everything I need here. I'm going to need a card base, so I'm just going to pull one in. I've got one right here. And I'm going to use my good old Score Buddy and get my panel laid down. Now what I did here was I just took a piece of the pink, and this should be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I just took a little star embossing folder and I embossed. It did not emboss well up here, so I made my mark here because I'm going to do a little trick here on this before I lay it down, and it'll cover up the area that did not emboss well. I was on a struggle bus with my embossing folder with this. It's, you know, the different folders are different. It wasn't a Spellbinders, and the pressure was a little bit different. But I did use the Spellbinders, and I used that same one that I used in the other card before, and I've actually got it embossed and ready to go. Now I have a mark on here somewhere, if I can find it, that tells me where I'm going to line this up. There it is. Okay, so I've got a little mark right there, and that little mark right there is going to line up right there, and I'm going to get this all lined up. So what I need to do is, I think I'm going to use glue just so I have a little bit of wiggle room, and I'm going to put it on my panel because I don't know what I'm going to cut away. I'm going to cut away quite a bit of it, but and then we'll just, okay. So what, this one is tricky. Let me get this out of the way. This is the one where you mark it at 1 7/8 in on your panel. And that's what this mark is here. And you're going to line it up with a corner of this, and you're going to go to the corner of that. Now, I got some glue in the way there, so I'm going to get that out of the way. And I need to put quite a bit more glue down. So I'm going to do that now and get it all glued up how I need to have it. And I'm going to lay it down like that. That is kind of an interesting, so this is, you know, kind of weird looking. And this is what it looks like. And then you're going to take it and turn it over. And I really need my bigger scissors. There they are. Well, I'll use these. And I'm just going to cut that away. and just cut this piece away on the top of my, and then I'm going to come over here and cut this piece away. Being careful not to cut the pink paper. I made the mistake doing that last time. And so now you've just got like an interesting little layer there. So I went ahead and did it before I laid that panel down, and now I'm just going to grab my tape runner, lay this down. This card's going to come together, I think, pretty quickly. The pieces that go with it are pretty much not a lot. So I'm going to get this on here and lay it down. That looks good. And then the pieces that go on here, the strips that were part of the Kendra's cutting pattern, were just some, I'm trying to grab them. Here's one of them. And I've got another one that is right here. I was going to say, I think it's missing an action. So it's actually going to be A and then B. I want the blue on there, so I'm going to turn it the other way. It's going to lay down there like that. And then you are to bring in, and these are 4 3/4 by 1/4. And then you're going to bring in a 4 3/4 by 1/4. And this is actually a 1/2. So I think what I want to do is go ahead and cut it down to a 1/4. If I can get this little thing to do what it should. I don't have a lot of faith in it. That being said, let me see. I have got this little jar here that has all of these little strips. And I'm going to look and see if I have one. See, I've just been cutting these away, cutting away, cutting away, cutting away, and I've been saving them. So I don't think I have the right size. That's not long enough. Okay, I'm going to go with a larger size because I need to change out that trimmer. And so I'm just going to go with that. Okay, that's what we're going to do. This is going to be the part where we modify the card design. And it'll be okay because I am going to have some more brown in another element on my card. And I probably did not need to take that glue all the way to the end because it's going to hang off. But that's where it is. Okay. All right. Now I may have to speed up some of the video a little bit just to save on time. I hate to get too lengthy. I'm going to try not to speed it up too much because I did get a comment that I was speeding up things a little bit too fast, and I wondered if I was. So I was glad to get that feedback so that I can try and be a little bit more aware of what my subscribers like. So I'm going to try and not do it so much. A lot of times I'll speed it up about 10 to about 10, and I did a video where I sped it up a little bit more than that, just to kind of get it down to what I thought was a reasonable amount of time, and I think it was just too fast. So I may do some editing to where I speed this up a little bit, and we'll see how that comes out. So what I've got with this is you're supposed to, emboss, and then you're supposed to put any type of a shape right here. So that's where I was bringing in this little snow globe that's got the little deer that has some brown in it. And I also have, didn't pull them out. Where'd they go? All the little pieces are loose on the desk. I was also thinking about bringing in, I had a couple things. I had this and I wondered how that could look on there. Maybe like that, that might be cute. And then I had, because I thought there's a lot of space going on up here, and I had these and I thought I could bring them in. So I'm going to go ahead and get my little snow globe laid down. And I might need some little strips of paper here, so I'm just going to lay some down because I've got an extra layer there. So I'm just going to take this and lay it down just to give me a little bit extra height there. And then I've got this one. I think I can lay it down too. Oops, or glue it to my finger. Either way will work. Okay. Put a little bit more glue here, and that'll just help me level it off a little bit because I'm going to have it on 2 different layers there. And I'm going to lay that down. Okay. Now, I hadn't planned to do both the stars and the banner, but I kind of like it. So I think I might do it. And just kind of do it like that. I think that's kind of cute, and it's going to use up some more of this stuff from last year. So let's go ahead and get it laid down. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. And it says Season's Greetings on there. So I think I'm going to leave it at that, and this will be card sketch number 7. Okay, so let's just real quickly recap our 4 cards. So this was card sketch design 4, and it's our candy cane. And then we had 5, which was our gingerbread men. And just lay that one aside. And then we had 6, which was just our banners, and we had our little Santa. And I did go ahead and add this Peace, Love, and Joy sentiment to it. And then we had the interesting cut that with the embossed folders that we put on there. And I added No Out to the bottom. So these are 4 cards. Not sure exactly how I feel about them, but I was able to use some ephemera, and I have 4 more Christmas cards that I can use. So if you like, consider giving me a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, I welcome you as a subscriber, so click the subscribe button and follow me for more content. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.